Hello everyone, welcome. I'm Wasmatic and I am playing No Man's Sky. It's been just under 24 hours since the game was launched, and I'm kind of through the start of it, where you go and access a hyperdrive to get into your ship. And there's been a lot of talk in interwebs lately about the PC issues of No Man's Sky. So I thought I'd cover that first, get it out of the way. I have encountered some issues with the game on the PC. I'm running an i7-4790K, it's overclocked to about 4.6 gigahertz, and that runs fine, and I have a NVIDIA GTX 980 Ti. So, it should be more than capable of running the game in the resolutions and the getting the frame rates. So, first things first, I'll talk about the PC issues. I have, like many other people, encountered frame rate issues. Now I'm running this at 60 frames per second. As you'll see in the graphics setting, there is an option here to change the max FPS. I don't want to push it any higher than 60, so that's what I've set it at. I'm seeing frame rate drops, I'm seeing graphics lag. Obviously with this card that shouldn't be an issue, it's not an issue in any other games. But that hasn't made the game unplayable for me, so it hasn't rendered the game redundant. What I have had, which was really frustrating yesterday, is issues that seem to be related to the graphics but are impacting upon the audio, which is quite strange. But the graphics glitches, and depending on whether I run this in full screen, I normally play in full screen, and I run on a 3440 by 1440 monitor, and what I've found is when I run it in a full screen, if I alt-tab out to do anything like look at my stream settings or to chat in stream, what happens is, which doesn't happen in any other games, I can't get back into the game. It will not go full screen again, so I find myself stuck and having to restart the game. So that's one of the issues, only small. But when that happens, when I restart the game, I lose audio. So you'll notice last night I was streaming the game from launch, and most of the game, which you'll see on my YouTube channel, most of the game I've had no sound whatsoever. So for my launch day, I had sound issues. When I tried to fix the sound issues, and I was actually tweaking, not in game, but I was tweaking in and around my broadcast settings, the standard settings, the settings I use for every game. I had the most awful feedback, which rendered people unable to sort of listen to anything on the channel. So one of my friends who was watching at the time said, you need to sort that feedback out. So I ended up having to drop the stream completely, which is slightly frustrating. But so you get a little bit of graphics jitters now and again with my 980 Ti. I don't have any issue with that at all. It doesn't make the game unplayable. It's just a bit of a stutter now and again. I can live with it. I shouldn't have to, but I can live with it until it's fixed. The audio issues could be a problem for me, and I've tried playing around with the settings this morning too. So I'm actually now running this game in borderless window mode, which I don't normally do, but that seems, hopefully on the recordings I'm doing anyway in Shadowplay, seems to have fixed it. So I understand that there are some people having frame rate issues that are really rendering the game unplayable, and that's unfortunate. There are so many different configurations of PCs out there. I guess it's very difficult to get one size fits all. What I will say is, let's not detract from before I start to do an early review of the game, let's not detract from what Hello Games have done here. They're a small developer based in the UK, so I've obviously being from the UK, I'm fully supportive of anyone in the UK who can push out a game like this to international renown. A lot of people are saying that there's been a lot of hype around the game. I personally don't feel like Hello Games have actually put out any hype. If you compare games like Star Wars The Old Republic, who would push out 4 astronomically expensive cinematic pre-launch clips that really build the hype for the game, that really get you bought into it, and the reality is unfortunately significantly different. So I think Hello Games have been quite honest in when they've demonstrated the game. Sean Murray has shown the game as it is. He said, here's what you can do in it. So let's not detract from all the hard work that Hello Games have done to make this game possible. It is quite an achievement. It is just an astronomically sized universe. Kind of one of the downsides for me is I would really love to explore everything, and I don't think that's possible in my lifetime, or my children's lifetime, or my children's lifetime. But there you go. I am a completionist gamer, so that will challenge me somewhat. Aside from the PC issues, my slight concern around the game is I got slightly bored, which is very unusual for me because I love my gaming. I got slightly bored at the outset of playing No Man's Sky. Now, bear in mind, I've only got 3 hours gameplay so far, but I got slightly bored at the outset because I was running around collecting resources, updating my... and I'll do another video to show you how the basic mechanics of the game work, but you gather resources, then you upgrade your life support systems and your suits, and you run around and you gather some more resources, and lo and behold, then you need to gather resources to upgrade your tools so you can carry on gathering resources. And then I got to the mission where I have to gather a hyperdrive, go and build my own hyperdrive, and then I had to run around gathering resources to make some money so I could buy an item from the Galactic Trade Network, or sorry, whatever it's called in this game. And it started to get a little bit stale, so I was running around gathering resources. Unless I was playing the game incorrectly, I couldn't find anywhere that I could check the price point when I was on the planet, so I'm having to gather as many resources as possible. Everyone else will tell you this who's played the game so far. Inventory space is a joke, and that needs to be fixed. I cannot tolerate it. Bores me to tears having to shift stuff around from my in any game. I like to have inventory space. I'm somebody who will hoard items and gather items. So you could argue, well, this game forces you to focus on what you need. Actually, I just like to gather loads of stuff so I can craft what I want when I want, and I have a host of resources at my disposal. Yes, I understand I can upgrade my suit to get more inventory space. Yes, I understand I can upgrade my ship to get more inventory space. And I understand that at the start of the game, it's very difficult. The games are designed so at the start of the game, you have to run around, gather resources, upgrade until you get to the point where you're comfortable with the amount of inventory space you've got. It bores me, and I don't like it. That said, my only other concern about No Man's Sky, as much as I am giving it my best shot, I'm going to play it all this week and see where I get to. I'm slightly concerned that the game is only what I've seen so far. So I've upgraded to my hyperdrive now. I haven't actually used it yet. What I'm concerned about is that I will go out into space, I'll fly to another system, I'll fly to a planet, I'll discover some creatures, I'll discover some flora and fauna, I'll delve into some caves, I'll find some alien artifacts, I'll go to a space station, I'll sell stuff, I'll buy stuff, and then I'll move to the next planet, all under the overarching story of trying to find the centre of the universe or a deity. So, in terms of review, I'm conscious that's a little bit disjointed. This is a preliminary review. At the end of next week, I'll give it a full-bodied review. So, PC problems for me, then it doesn't render the game unplayable. I'm afraid I don't have significant frame rate issues. It seems to be running fine on my 980 Ti and the i7-4790K. The content early stages is a little bit stayed, and I'm hoping you can see the frame rate issues happening then. That's when I put the power on. So, content, I'm slightly concerned we may be seeing a rinse-repeat scenario where you fly to another planet and you do the same things you've done on a previous planet. Discovery is great. You can name what you've discovered and upload them to the server. But is it going to get boring, or are there steps along the journey that create scenarios which make the game more than just explore? Now, don't get me wrong, I love exploring. I'm a backer of Star Citizen. I can't wait to get into exploration there, but there has to be a gem. There has to be that alien artifact that will net you the millions. You have to be able to have some sort of jewel in the crown of the activity. So there you go. I appreciate it's got a slightly disjointed review. It's very early days for me. I've only been playing about 3 or 4 hours of the game so far, and as yet haven't used my hyperdrive, which I'm going to go away and do now when I set my live stream up. So if you want to join me in the live stream, please do. I will post another review. The PC port problems don't seem to be a significant issue for me, apart from the audio. So I'm hoping when I set up my stream today, I have fixed that audio bizarrely by changing the windowed setting in my graphics settings. But I also noticed that the Cynical Brit, on one of his reviews this morning, he said as well that his graphical problems were causing glitches for his microphone. I didn't have problems with my microphone, I just had no sound from the game. So there you go, guys. Early stage review. Let's not detract from Hello Games and what they've achieved here. A small developer, indie developer in the UK. I think they've done a fantastic job. Possibly could have done a better job on the PC port, but you know, I think to the team I have to say a huge well done. It is. I'm still excited for the journey and I want to see where that takes me, and I can't wait to finish this video and crack on. Thanks very much for watching. Please give me a like and subscribe if you want to. There'll be more of this coming in the next month or two. Thanks guys, bye.